Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. How are you doing? Okay, for today, we are still going to learn prepositions in and at. However, this time, we are going to use them after certain verbs like arrive, work, and live. Let's go ahead and check the differences. Before we start, let me introduce myself. In all of those past videos, I have never introduced myself. My name is Dam, and I was an English teacher for more than 10 years in an international school in Cavite. So if I remember, I think the last time I was in the classroom was like or even more than 5 years ago. So this is something that I miss teaching, and I'm glad that we have YouTube channel for me to be able to impart what I know about grammar and the better way to learn vocabularies. We're gonna get all into those things later on. But for today, let's go ahead. Pag-aralan muna natin ang in and at after certain verbs. Alright, please consider also hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell icon. So if you're done, let's go ahead and start. Arrive in and arrive at. Let's start with arrive in. We use arrive in if we are dealing or talking with places that are bigger, like countries, cities, towns, provinces, municipalities, or even barangay. So we say, arrive in the Philippines, arrive in Davao City, the President's City, arrive in Pasay City, arrive in Romblon, and so on. Okay, so imagine the bigger places. Ano naman ang paggamit ng arrive at? Usually, we use the places that are, can we say smaller? Not necessarily. I would say, we use at kung ang gagamitin nating places ay yung mga buildings or parts of the building. What are those? Like shops, sa mall, sa museum, sa grocery stores, sa bus station, because that's part of like a building. You know that, yung bus station. At syempre, sa house, sa bahay ng friends natin. Arrive at somebody else's house. So, arrive at yon. Okay, let's do and have example. Arrive at the bus station. Arrive at the mall. Arrive at the museum. Arrive at the grocery shop. Okay, so arrive at yon. Yung sa house, we can say, arrive at, say, the house of John. Arrive at John's. Pag sinabing arrive at John's, kahit wala ng house, understood na yon. John's, so there should be letter S, apostrophe S. That's understood na bahay yun ni John. So if you ask, or somebody ask you, what time did you arrive at John's? Sa bahay ni John. Okay, you don't really have to put house. At John's house. At John's is okay. My surname, and then letter S, apostrophe S. Okay, so that is at, and we can make sentences. The president arrived in Davao City safe. Nobody wishes the other way. Okay, arrive at. I arrived at the station just before the train left. Arrive at. Don't forget. That is at and in if we are to use the verb arrive. I know you now understand how to use them differently, or with the specification of the verb arrive. What about if I say arrive and then we have to use the intangible noun home? You don't have to use preposition, so you just have to say arrive home. Maybe you could hear arrive at home, but it was already accepted. It's been accepted. However, the correct way is without preposition. Arrive home. They arrived home late last night. Okay, that's the difference. Now, let's go to the next one. Live in and live at. Ano naman ang pagkakaiba sa in and at if we are to use live na verb? Okay, Live in. Let's start with live in. We thought or we think of general places, general, living area, like what? A building, a hotel, a complex, a condominium, and that we have to use in. For example, live in the building, live in the hotel. Yung word mismo na yon, that's what you call the common noun of a certain place to live. Or you can say live in a complex, live in a condominium. Just like us, we live in a condominium. In. Alright? Because we are using condominium, that is the common name of a certain place. Okay, now if we are to use naman at, live at, say we live in a condominium, if I want to use at, I have to mention the exact name of the condominium. At yun po ay at na. So we say, we live at Dasman Residences. That is the name of the condominium. Okay. Hotel. Say for example, oh, that's nice to live in a hotel. To live at a certain place in a hotel. We live at Manila Hotel. We lived at Manila Hotel for more than 2 months. Wow. Okay. So Manila Hotel, so we have to say at. Okay. We can also say we live at if we are mentioning the complete address, like having all the the house number, the street, and also the city. So we say we live at number 73 Nara Street in Pasay City. Okay, so that's the difference between live in and live at. Don't forget, I'll say it again. Live in if we are talking about common places, common buildings, common names of a certain place that we live. However, if you want to specify or you mention the name of the building, the condominium, the complex, we have to use at. And definitely, if we are to use the complete address, we say we live at. That's the difference. Okay, I hope you can, if you have more questions on live in and live at, please go ahead and write down in the comment section below. Now, let's go to work at and work in. The same idea with live in and live at. Pag work in, alright, it should be the common place where you work. Like what? Office, call center, factory, school. Ito yung mga common names na ginagamit natin. At pag in-express mo yung sarili mo that you work in those places, you work in. For example, I worked in the past tense in a call center. So yung call center ay common name of a workplace. Okay? But if I want to use at, dapat i-mention natin yung name of the company. Alright? So we say, I worked at Convergys. Okay? That is basically the difference. Say for example, sa isang bank naman, we say, she works in a bank. But you can say, or you have to say, she works at BPI. Alright? That's the difference. Sa factory naman, they work in a factory. Alright? But we say, they work at Universal Rubina. It's a factory. A name of a factory. They work at Universal Rubina. Okay, that is the difference. What about school? Can we say, she works in school? Okay, that's also possible. She works in a school. Whether a teacher or what, it doesn't really matter. As long as the job is inside a school or in a school. But if you want to mention the name of the school, you have to use at. She works at Paes Elementary School, which is in front of our building. Okay, that's the difference between work in and work at. Be very specific using at in terms of work and also with live. However, dun sa arrive at, that's also very specific place, like very specific point. So you can see na pag ginamit natin yung prepositions na or preposition na at, mostly are very particular. Mostly are like point or something that is very specific. All right? I hope you have takeaways in this lesson today. We have to, learn more of these prepositions after certain confusing verbs. Thank you for your time. You all have a great day.